All right, welcome back. It's nice to have you. So let me share my screen with you very quickly, and then we'll continue. All right, we continue. Good. All right. So we've looked at first impression, we looked at CV versus resume, we've looked at what CV writing is all about, and let's move on and move on. We've looked at what employers are looking for. We've looked at types of CV, entry level, professional experience, functional, career changes. And now let's look at core sections of a winning CV. So for any CV, for any resume, these sections are very, very important. You cannot dodge them. Very, very important. Once again, my name is Shola Ibusi, and I'm representing Business and Tech Transformation Academy, where we teach you how to do business in a proper way, and of course, teach you tech skills. Okay, so let's move on. So you must have a contact information segment. Very, very important. Okay, it's at the top of your CV. It will include your full name, your phone number, your email, and of course, your LinkedIn profile link if you feel like. Now, some people's LinkedIn profile is not well developed or optimized. So if you feel it's not optimized, don't put it there so that you don't open up yourself. Because if the recruiter sees it there, they might be tempted to go and check it. Okay, so if you have not sorted that area out, maybe one of these days I may teach you LinkedIn optimization. Okay, it all depends. Yeah, but then it's also something. Guess what? You can get jobs on LinkedIn. Big time, big time. Because some recruiters go to LinkedIn and just look for people. They just say, okay, in Miami, I want data analyst. In Lagos, I want business analyst, data analyst in Lagos, blah, blah, blah. And then in Oklahoma, I want, I want plumbers. I want these, I want that. And then people in that environment will just pop up, and the recruiter will be looking at their profile one after the other. And if he looks at your profile and say, wow, this profile makes sense. Okay. It makes sense. Even in fact, the I've not seen his CV, I've not seen his resume, but with this profile, this LinkedIn profile, I can see, man, I think he qualifies for the job. And then they just send you a message on LinkedIn and say, oh, we looked at your profile, your LinkedIn profile. It makes sense. Do you have time for us to talk? We have a role for you. And then boom, the conversation will just start from there. And then you get a job via LinkedIn straight away, just like that. Okay. Of course, later they can say, okay, send your CV. Let's also look at it. But your LinkedIn profile in itself gave you that job. Okay, so that's why you should also joke with your LinkedIn. Very, very important. So if you have perfected your CV, your LinkedIn profile very well, you can put the link on your resume or your CV. Okay, of course, you must put your email, because if you don't put your email, where are they going to send the interview email to? You understand? Never make that mistake for your email not to be on your resume. Because even if they like every other thing about your CV and they want to reach out to you, no email, or probably your email is wrong. Don't make that mistake, please. Your email, if you have to look at it 1,000 times, make sure it's correct, so that they will not send an email for you to come for interview and then it doesn't land at your hand. And then they'll just believe or conclude that, oh, he doesn't want to come. He's not serious. And since it's a competition, just as they send that message to you, they also send it to about 10 other people. Then the remaining people came and you did not come. They would not stress themselves to say, okay, maybe you didn't see it. No. That's why your email, and please always check your emails. If you're praying, you're applying, I want a job. Now they send the email to your email inbox, but you didn't check it. Your prayers were already answered, but you didn't know, and you missed the interview. You can imagine how bad that can be. So check your emails, please, especially for people who are actively, applying for jobs. You never can tell. Maybe an email has been sent to you. Okay, of course, your phone number. You can't do without your a phone number on your resume. Okay, one funny thing, some recruiters will not even bother to send you an email. They'll just call you straight. They like your CV. They just call you straight and say, oh, hey, we have your CV. You applied for social job. Do you have 5 minutes for us to just talk? And just that 5 minutes talk, they just want to confirm. From your CV, they already made up their mind, at least like 80%. And with the way you talk with them within that 5 minutes, the remaining 20% will be done. And they'll say, hey, I think you have the job. So when are you likely to resume? When can you resume? Oh, okay, I can resume in the next 1 month, in the next 2 weeks. I say, fine. All right, good. So we'll send you the contract, look at it. If it favors you, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. So, and for people who do without phone for months and you're applying for jobs, I don't understand you. Your phone must always be on. For me, I don't put off my phone. Morning, afternoon, evening, night. In fact, I don't off my data. That's the funny thing. Well, maybe because I'm in tech, in the tech space, so data is my life. So I don't have data. I'm trying to economize. No. That's what brings me money. So I spend good money on data, and I know that for every data I use, I get times 10, times 15, times 20. Why? Because that's my space. I don't buy 300 MB data or 1 gig data. I buy data. So if you're going to send anything to me, my email, or you call me on phone, whether normal call, my phone will always be on. Or you call me on WhatsApp, it will ever be on. It's very rare, very, very rare for my phone to just go off, because I'm so open to opportunities. So if you send me something on LinkedIn, I will see it sharp. I'll respond to you, because imagine, a recruiter wants to employ me and look at my LinkedIn profile and sends me a message. Maybe I send that same message to about 10, 20 people, and I didn't respond until 2-3 days. Sorry, that opportunity is gone. So you must be checking your LinkedIn, checking your email, checking your text messages. Sometimes we don't check our text messages again. We feel that, most times we now do stuff on WhatsApp, so we don't check our SMS again. You never can tell. A message I just dropped there that may be useful for you. All right. So you also have your full name there. Ensure the details are current. Okay. Ensure the details are current. If you are married, let it be current. Okay. I'm professional. Okay. There's nothing like nicknames in your email. Use correct. Sometimes I just wonder at some people. Baby love 2024, 2025 at yahoo.com, at gmail.com. What kind of email is that? When a recruiter sees that, they'll feel you are not responsible. They feel that you're not serious. Baby love. What's baby love? Create something better as your email. Okay. Well, you may be using baby love for some other things, but create something. Now, for me, my full name is my email address. I have other email addresses, but then my full name, and in fact, I was thankful to God that nobody had taken that when I wanted to register it. Because, of course, I can't claim that, somebody else is not bearing exactly my name. So when I was trying to do the registration, Gmail, I just say, okay, yeah, Oluwashola Ayebusi at gmail.com. Boom. And it was not taken. I said, wow, beautiful. Now, that does not mean that there's nobody all over the world not bearing exactly my name, but maybe they didn't care to use their full name as their email address. So if you want to reach me, very easy. Just type my full name at gmail.com. Boom, you reach me. If you do, there's nothing like Funky Malam, Funky Malam for love at gmail.com. What's the meaning of that? You must be professional. If at all you have that, don't put that on your CV. Get a better one and put it on your CV, because that's what recruiters will look at. Avoid unnecessary info like your age, your religion. No. Don't do religion stuff, okay? Because, we are people of bias, generally. Don't put yourself in a tight corner, okay? You're a Christian. There's no point putting you're Christian. Not because you are denying your faith. No, this is not about denying your faith. This is about you not setting a trap for yourself, okay? In fact, even your age, because somebody might just look at your age and say, we cannot apply, we cannot bring him in. And your age might not matter. You may be young, but you may have the skills. You may be old, probably you are 40, 45, and they feel, oh, no, we don't want 45. Don't put your age. When they call you for the interview, when they see you, they can say, okay. But by the time you even deliver well, even with your age, they'll say, okay, no, let's put the age aside. From what we can see from this interview, no, he's the one we're going to give the job. So don't set that trap for yourself too early by putting your age, by putting your religion or marital status. Just do your normal information. That will be enough, okay? Don't set that trap for yourself. So personal statement, that's also very important for any resume or CV. It's just a brief summary, okay, about 2 to 4 lines that highlights who you are, what you offer, what you've been doing before, and your career goals, okay, what you're capable of and all of that. It's more like a pitch deck. It's more like you trying to sell yourself with just 3 to 4 lines. Can you imagine that? So what you're going to say must be so beautiful. I'm going to show you samples of that anyway. What you must say must be so beautiful. It must make a lot of sense. You must tailor it to your job. Not that your personal statement should be the same for every job you apply for. No, it should change going by the job you're applying for. You can even change based on the company. You can even make it so unique that at the end of the personal statement, you can say, looking to use my skill at the name of the company, looking to use my skill at Bata to bring about, organizational growth, blah, blah, blah. So the fact that you even mention the name of the company you're applying to in your CV, make them see that, wow, you did a thorough job. It's not that you're just using one CV, you're just capturing it to every company you're applying to. It makes them look at it and say, oh, you are really, really thorough. Because a lot of times people are not thorough. They just see a particular advert, they just take their CV, the same CV every time. No, you can tailor your CV, to even have the name of the company, the specific name of the company you're applying to. And when they look at it, they'll say, wow, really? You really sat down to do this, okay? It's not, you took your time. So your personal statement is more like your elevator pitch to grab the attention of a recruiter, and then boom, you shot your arrow into his heart or her heart, so to say, so that they can call you over. So your education, that's another segment you must have. You list your academic qualification, starting with starting with the last one you had. If the last one you had is masters, you say masters, and then you go down like that. Okay. So of course you include the course you studied, the institution, the date, and be sincere with these things. I know that a lot of people lie about these things. Now, don't be caught doing that. Because if they do a background check and realize that you didn't even attend that institution you're talking about, the date does not really make sense. The date, probably you said you went to university, and going by the calculation of the date, it's just 2 years. They'll say, what are you talking about? Is there a university where you use just 2 years? So don't shoot yourself in the leg. Make sure you pay attention, okay? Don't put dates that would put you into trouble. Make sure you put the real date. There's no point lying. There's no point trying to do any kind of fraudulent stuff. Okay, just be real. Okay, if you are real, you've got the skills, you will still be taken, okay, for that job. And then put your notable achievement or the project you worked on. So for recent graduates, you may want to put these above your work experience, because you may not really have so much work experience, so to say. So your education really is what would really sell you, so to say. Then your work experience, you're showcasing your employment history, the places you worked, company A, company B, blah, blah, blah. You put the key duties you perform in those companies, you put it under each company, the accomplishment, what you accomplished. So a lot of companies want to see that those accomplishments. because it's really important. If you work somewhere and it's just all about collecting their salary, it's a waste, and nobody will want to, bring you in to do what you did in your former place where you're just collecting salary. You didn't impact them. So they want to see the accomplishments you've had so far in the different organization that you worked for, and they must be measurable, specific, achievements. Okay, they must be measurable. So you can say, oh, I increased as a customer service specialist, I increased customer satisfaction by 80%. Now that was measured. That was measured 80%. Don't just say, oh, I increased customer satisfaction. Well, if you increase customer satisfaction by 5%, it's failure. So you must be able to measure your impact. Okay, you must be able to measure impact, and that in itself would catch the attention of the recruiter, and then they'll say, wow, this person is really, really serious about his or her job. Okay, so list jobs in reverse chronological order, stating the last one. Okay, if you probably started working 2008, you don't want to put the job at the first job as the first work experience, under work experience. No, you do it reverse. You start with where you are working at the moment, and then you take it down. So the last one down there will be the first place where you worked. Okay, I want to believe you understand that. So including your job title, you don't just stay the company, you stay the job title, the company and date, and the job title can differ. You understand? The job title can differ. You may be called a particular thing in that your former company, but that's just a title. I mean, the title is not about the title; it's about the things that you did. All right. So you put your title, your job title, the company, the dates, of course, during which you worked in each of the company. Use bullet points, okay, to show us, those things, okay. Then you use action verbs to describe your impact clearly. Okay, so you can say, I managed a team of 10. Okay, managed. All right, coordinated, okay, achieved 80% customer satisfaction. So those words, those verbs are really, really good. It would make the recruiter see you as somebody who is really good. So your skill set, that section is also very important. Include both technical and soft skills. So you know about Excel, you know about coding, you know about anything at all that you know about sales, about marketing, put it there. And then soft skills like communication, collaboration, teamwork, listening skills, project, stakeholder management, blah, blah, blah. Those soft skills, put it there. Emotional intelligence, put it there. Because as a matter of fact, you may have to go to the JD of the job of the company you are applying for, and look at some of the skills they also mentioned in their job description. Okay, if you have those skills, soft skills, technical skills, put it in your CV. Yeah, that's it. So that they will look at it and say, oh, this is what we actually want, and this person, has it. So let's call him for interview. Let's call her for interview. So focus on skills relevant to the role you're applying for. Probably in your CV of the last month, you may put some skills there that may not be relevant for the role you're applying for this month. You better remove them. Okay, the roles must matter because the roles differ. In fact, the company differs. If a company A says we need business analyst, company B says we need business analyst. If you look at their job description, you'll be shocked that it will not be the same. There will be some differences. Of course, there will be some general things that are common, but there will be a lot of differences. And you cannot say because it's business analyst role for the other company, so I'm just going to use the same CV. No, you must be able to look at the skills each company is asking for. and make sure those are aligned with what you're going to supply them in your CV or whatever. Don't mention skills that are irrelevant. You understand? They must be relevant to what you're applying for. Okay, they must be very relevant. And you've got a section where you have your awards, your certifications, your references. Probably you were the best graduating student in university, or probably a training that you did with BATA, with any other organization, and you really did so well, and you were awarded, or you did a course on Udemy or Coursera, and then you got a certification somewhere. You have a chartered accountant. You can write it there. So I'm a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, blah, blah, blah. And, those things would also make your recruiter to say, wow, this person did not just go to university, but also improve on himself, improve on herself. You can't say you have finished university in the last 10 years and you have not had any other training apart from the training you had in university. That's bad. You understand? So those trainings, and that's why you must be conscious of it. Attend trainings, please. Attend trainings. A lot of people don't even read again. A lot of people don't improve themselves, but they just want somebody to wake up and say, oh, I feel like increasing your salary today. It will not happen. Don't deceive yourself, please. Improve yourself. Get, more knowledge, better skills, more certifications, so that even your employer will say, wow, this lady is just too much. I think if I don't want to lose her, I must increase her salary. Or if you drop your resignation letter, they would say, wow, we don't want to lose you, please. You've got so much value. You're not just a graduate. You have much more because you have improved on yourself. You have paid for courses. You have expanded your brain, your mind, and you are using it for us. We can't allow you go. So please take it serious. This is 2025. What courses are you studying? What certifications, what trainings are you going for to improve yourself, to make yourself better? Okay, you are a sales executive somewhere. Have you done any sales course this year? Even if it's just for 1 week. The course of 1 week, a training of 1 day, sometimes just a 1 day training. Okay, well, this is a training you are having right now. You can put this on your CV. I tell you. Yeah, you can. You understand? So you must continue to elevate yourself, elevate your knowledge. Okay, and then of course, use bullet point also in your awards, certifications, and references. Okay, so writing a personal statement. Look at this now. A personal statement. A personal statement is a short, tailored summary at the top of your CV. It's one of the sections we mentioned the other time. Okay, so for this, you should know how to do this. Your contact information, your full name, phone number, email address, LinkedIn profile link, if if need be. Okay, if you have done well at the other side. Okay, but then let's look at how you can do your personal statement. Okay, let's look at it. All right, so it's just a summary that you have tailored towards what you want to apply for, and it highlights your strength. Yes, your strength. You must up on your strength, your career goals. Okay, because if I'm going to employ you, I want to be sure that you're somebody who is focused, somebody who has career goals, somebody who is not just working only for money. I just want a job. Why do you need a job? I just need a job. It's for career growth. It's for career. To pursue your career goals. So if I know that you're an accountant and I'm employing you, and I can look at your career goals and it makes sense to me, I say, wow, this is somebody who is so passionate. This is somebody who is ready to learn and to unlearn and to grow. Blah blah blah. I would want to employ you because you're not just somebody who is just sitting there. Just want to collect salary. That's all you want to do. Okay. So, and then the value you want to give the employer. Okay. Are you going to tell the employer that you're a problem solver, you're a critical thinker, you go out of your way to make sure that projects succeed? You don't start a project and leave it at the middle. You finish every project you start. These are people that organizations want. Okay, so you must tell them that that's who you are. Okay, it should be specific. You must be confident about it, and it must align with the job role you're applying for. Make sure you use keywords. Okay, if you're a business analyst, you know the keywords to use. Your data analyst, you know the keywords to use. If you're a plumber, a tailor, anything at all. You're an accountant, you're an engineer, you know the keywords to use. With respect to that job the job advert that you saw, and you can just peep into the job advert. They would have used some keywords also. So just borrow their keywords, borrow their keywords because that's what they're looking for. That's why they stated it there. Use their own words to catch them. in a sense, use their own words to catch them. That's it. So, example, okay, you can, for a fresh graduate, you say, recent economic graduate with strong analytical and research skills. Can you imagine that? You are telling us recent economics graduate. So, with this, we know who you are. Okay, we know that you're a fresh graduate. Okay, and you're sincere about it. But then you're not just a fresh graduate who is so incompetent. You might have to mute yourself if you're in a noisy place. Okay, maybe let me do that. Let me mute everyone who is. All right, thank you. Okay, I think the person has adjusted. So now okay. So this fresh graduate is saying, I'm a recent economics graduate, but I'm not just that common graduate you find around who does not even know what he's doing. I have strong analytical. I don't just have analytical skill. I have strong analytical, because that's what an economist must have. An economist must be able to look at, economic matters, analyze them properly, because a decision has to be made. Yes, a decision has to be made. Are we going this way or are we going that way? And the way we're going to go must be by analysis. It's not by just intuition. It has to be critically looked at. It has to be analytically looked at. So this fresh economics graduate has strong analytical and research skills. As an economist, you must be able to research, okay, get to your findings before you arrive at the economic, decision you want to take. You can't just take decision anyhow, all right? Or even based on theory. You must be able to get your facts right. So it then continues. It says, passionate about using data. Can you imagine that? Passionate about using data. I'm not just going to use my head. I'm going to use data to solve real world business problems. That's fantastic. For a fresh graduate, fantastic. I'm not going to use my head knowledge. I'm not going to use just only the things I've been taught in school. I'm going to gather data to solve real world business problems. Tell me who would not want to have this kind of graduate. All right. Eager to contribute. Can you see now? This is what he's bringing to the table. I haven't, said all of this about himself. He's saying eager, very eager. Look at that word. Eager to contribute to a forward-thinking finance team. Can you imagine that? And it can even, in quotes, spoil the whole thing, as in kill the whole thing, by saying eager to contribute to a forward-thinking business team, such as yours, such as your reputable company, in bracket, put the name of the company, for them to know that you actually sat down properly to do this CV, and not just a CV that you submit to every company that you come across. Okay, because you could put this forward-thinking finance team or company in all of your, as a generic thing, so they might not feel special. But by the time you say, eager to contribute to a forward-thinking finance company such as yours, in brackets, the name of the company, they'll feel special. They say, wow, really? This guy, man, using these words for us. Beautiful. And so, they would want to reach out to you based on this wonderful, short, personal statement. It makes a lot of sense. Okay? It makes a lot of sense. Let's look at this one for a career changer. Somebody changing from one career to another, a customer service person changing into tech. Okay, it says customer service professional transitioning into tech. Now, with this, you know where she's coming from, where it's coming from, and where she's going. So you can be sure that this CV, this resume, is for a tech company. But it's trying to tell them that this is my background. I've been doing this for years, but I'm transitioning into tech. Okay, skilled in problem solving. Now, the skills I've used in customer service, whatever, are also very, are transferable. Yes, they are soft skills, but they are transferable. Okay. Now, those soft skills, problem solving, communication, very important in any tech company. I'm bringing them to your company, and recently certified in web development. Beautiful. So this is technical skill now for this tech company. So every tech company wants technical skill, isn't it? Of course, they also need soft skills like problem solving, communication. So now it's telling them that I'm not just a customer service professional. I also have web development skill, looking to apply client-facing skills to UX design. Can you imagine that? Now, look at it. This is a special UX designer. You know why? He's not just designing for designing's sake, because he has the knowledge of customer service, that customers have to be satisfied, well taken care of, okay? He's going to bring that to his design or our design to make sure that the design that I bring up must be satisfying, okay, to the client. They're going to use our website. They're going to use our app because he understands customer service. He has been there for many years, and that's how that's how it should be. So so for the company that will hire this guy or this lady, they are getting 2 in 1. They're getting a UX designer, yes, who has the technical skill, but they're also getting somebody who has the orientation of customer service, who will not just design for designing's sake. I'm sure you must have come across some website, some apps, and you say, who even designed this website? The person who designed this website is not serious. This website is not user-friendly. This website is boring. This website is not functional. This website or app is stressing me. I click on something and it's not responding. They're just wasting my time. Now, this guy understands that customers' time must not be wasted. So you're going to design something that is beautiful, that appeals to the customer, that helps the customer to want to come back and come back and come back and order and order and order again. And so he's going to make more money for this company via his design that is customer service oriented. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Any company will want this kind of person. But then, how did he sell himself? Through his personal statement. Well crafted. Beautiful. Good. So what are the takeaways? Okay, as we begin to wrap up tonight, okay, what are the takeaways? Okay, the takeaways. So before with the takeaways, let me show you some samples. All right, let me show you some samples. So look at an entry-level CV template. So you have the contact information, you have the personal statement. This is the order, okay? All right. You have the education, you have the internship experience. Now, it's entry-level, so the person does not really have so much experience, okay? But he can mention his internship experience, IT, in fact, your NYSC, or your service, youth service, is experience. You must capture it. It's not a waste, it's experience. And that's why you shouldn't take it for granted. A lot of people don't take it for granted. They just waste that 1 year. No, it's a major experience for you, and that can even get you a job. Then the skills, the certification. So don't say because I'm a fresh graduate, I may not have any certification. While you are in camp, while you're serving, do 1 or 2. Go to Udemy, go to Coursera. If I go to LinkedIn Learning, you will see courses there. It might just even be for a 1-day training. In fact, it might be for 2 hours training. Get knowledge. Knowledge does not kill. And by the time you put all of those knowledge here, as a fresh graduate, you are telling your employer that, I've done about 3 courses on project management from LinkedIn Learning. Are you telling me that they will not prefer you to that graduate who has done nothing apart from the biochemistry, the microbiology, the sociology, the physiology that he studied in university, and he has not bothered to do any other thing after that? you'll be preferred, because within just 1 or 2 years after you left university, you already have about 3 certifications different from your BSc. Okay, you're already doing your ICANN exams. Unlike somebody who is an accountant, but he's not even ready to do ICANN in the next 5-10 years. You'll be preferred. Definitely, you will be preferred. So that's a sample of entry level in terms of the arrangement. Let's look at the professional CV template. Of course, the contact information, the professional summary, the work experience. Now, of course, they have the work experience because they are professionals. They have some years, probably 5-10 years, on the job. Then key achievements, okay? Then education, the schools they've gone to, the skills, the certification, the references. That's it. If you have worked for 5-10 years and you're on this call and you don't have any additional certification apart from your BSc, come on. You are not doing yourself good at all. Even if it's a 1-hour training, put it there. Go and do something. You must add something relevant to your career. You must do it. It might be a conference. It might be, a program, a seminar. Yes, it's part of it. Put it there. All right. Let's look at career changes, contact information, career objective, transferable skills. Okay. Because they are changing career. So transferable skills from the previous stuff they are coming from. Probably they're coming from customer service to tech. There are some transferable skills, communication, collaboration, and all of that, problem solving, critical thinking. Then you have relevant experience, you have the education, you have the certification, you have references. All right, let me show you some other stuff. Okay, so if you look at this, okay, yeah, I think that's really relevant. Let's look at personal statement examples. Okay, personal statement example, though our time is fast spent. So if we're going to join again with the same link so that we do the very last segment. Okay, I'll put you through these examples. I also have, more documents that I want to show you so that you have a feel of what I've taught you, and you can, you can see the practical and all of that. So as soon as, this terminates, just jump on, that same link, just click it, and then you'll be back in here, and then we'll have the last, segment before we close for this particular evening. But you will enjoy this.